Welcome to Classical 95.9 WCRI's Conducting Conversations with your host, Mike Mano. 1 hour of music and conversation with notable people in the arts, bringing you the stories of how music has impacted their lives. The show will give a behind-the-scenes look at the guest's background, interests, or special project.
Conducting Conversations is brought to you by Roberts Musical Instruments. From sheet music and brand name instruments to rentals, repairs, lessons, and more. Roberts Musical Instruments is your key to musical success. Call 823-5459. That's 823-5459.
And now here's your host, Mike Mano.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Conducting Conversations tonight. It's my pleasure to welcome back into our studios the one and only, the famous, very talented Trevor Neal is here. He is the Director of Artistic Planning for Newport Classical. Welcome back, Trevor.
Good evening, Mike. So good to be with you tonight.
Nice to be with you. Even though I have a little scratchy throat, I'll apologize up front for that. But we'll get through this by having you do most of the talking. So, Newport Classical used to be, if it's okay to mention, back in the old days, the Newport Music Festival. And that ran for many, many years, then changed to its rebranding of Newport Classical a couple years back. And you've been with them now for, what, about 5-6 years?
Yeah, this is my fifth year. Just going back, it wasn't just a rebranding, it was a complete restructuring and reimagining of what chamber music is in Newport and really in the industry. And we'll talk more about that later on down the line. But just to kind of give a little tidbit of the amazing work that we've already done. Coming off a phenomenal summer season, we're excited to talk about the fall portion of our chamber series with you today.
Now, originally it was just in the summertime, and then as it became rebranded and restated, you're going to a year-round operation, right?
Absolutely. Previously, the festival was 3 weeks in the month of July for, I believe their record number was up to 70 concerts at one point over a 3-week period. Which is exciting. It's very exciting. What we've done in our restructuring, however, is taking that number down to prioritize quality over quantity. And I think that our patrons who've been coming to the festival for the last 3 or 4 years have really noticed and appreciated the difference that we've been able to offer in that regard. So much so that we've welcomed 33% first-time patrons this past summer. There was an 8.4% increase in sellout for our concert. So we're very pleased with what's happening on the stage at Newport Classical. And we hope that whoever's listening tonight, if you hear a concert that you're interested in, we hope you'll join us during our chamber series, which we're going to talk about today, to hear some wonderful music in that acoustically amazing space.
Excellent. Those are great statistics and great news for the future, I guess.
Absolutely.
Okay. What are we going to start with? I know you brought a lot of music with you today.
Yeah.
And I'm presuming that they will all lead to some subject.
Yeah, absolutely. Our first concert in the chamber series that people who are listening today will be available to go to. We're already well into the chamber series by now. But this Friday, actually, on September 27th, we'll welcome Aerial Quartet to Newport. This group has been distinguished for their virtuosity, probing musical insight, and their impassioned, fiery performances. They've garnered critical acclaim worldwide for more than 25 years. So, this is a more established group who's well-groomed and ready to bring a phenomenal performance to Newport.
And not their first time here.
That's right. Yeah. Not their first time here. So we're excited to bring them to Newport in a program that's really going to span the genre of chamber music. It's filled to the brim with what I would call a contrast and expressivity. In a program that ranges from Mendelssohn, Lara Auerbacher, who's a living composer, so this will be a new work, and Britain's famous yet underplayed string quartet number 2, his Opus 36. So what I brought for you today is Aerial Quartet playing Beethoven's grand masterpiece Opus 130, and this is the second movement, Maestoso, from that piece.
Well, that certainly helps get our audience in the mood for some beautiful music. And what's next on our list?
Well, it's hard to top Beethoven. Beethoven's a grand master. But, of a lot of the living composers that are living today, there's a lot of interesting stylistic choices that are coming out of, I guess you could say, the art form of composing. And one such person is actually Lara Auerbacher, who's also going to appear on this program. She's a Soviet-born Austrian-American composer. And I describe her music, I describe her as being someone who composes music that is both complex but also memorable in the things that she presents to the listener.
It's interesting that you say complex and memorable. I know lots of musicians that do complex stuff, and sometimes you leave going, what was that?
Absolutely. But, I think Lara is special in this way. She's able to really toy around with the tonality and melancholic things that go on in her pieces. So one such example of that is a piece that won't appear on this program because it's not written for string quartet, but it's a lovely piece written for cello and string orchestra called The Serenade for a Melancholic Sea. And so I hope everyone enjoys this piece by Lara Auerbach.
We'll listen to that, then take a short break and be back with more. Newport Classical is the subject of tonight's Conducting Conversations. I'm Mike Mano, pleased to be sitting with Trevor Neal, the Director of Artistic Planning for Newport Classical. We've been listening to some great music. Trevor, I want to make sure that people know how they can get more information. Obviously, you have plenty of Facebook and websites and so forth. Tell us about that.
Yeah, they can find us anywhere on pretty much any social media platform with the exception of TikTok by using just the name Newport Classical. You can find us across all platforms, or you can visit our website at newportclassical.org and click on the All Concerts tab. You can find all information for location, times, ticket purchasing, and also any know before you go items that you'll need before coming to our facility.
Right, and Newport Classical has a habit of moving around, so you don't have just one building you're always in, right? It's best to check it out.
Yeah, I mean, for our chamber series, we're pretty much in our recital hall at Emmanuel Church on Dearborn Street in downtown Newport. But, there are occasions where we do venture out, particularly for our community concerts and for any other type of community or educational engagements that we have over the course of the year.
Excellent. All right. Where are we going now?
Well, first, I want to bring to everyone's attention the concert on October 18th featuring pianist Anton Mejias.
Thank you very much.
Of course.
My birthday.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I hope you'll be there.
You're doing a special concert just for me.
I mean, it is a very special concert. Let me tell you why. Anton is a phenomenal Cuban-American pianist, just at the ripe age of 22 years of age. He's really taking some of the world's biggest stages by storm. And to us, he brings a phenomenal collaborative program with a Franco-American composer, Philip Lasser, who resides in New York City, is on faculty at the Juilliard School in composition. Anton will bring a program of Bach's preludes and fugues, and these will be interspersed with some of Philip Lasser's newest compositions, 12 responses to these 12 responses to Bach's fugues and preludes. So we're excited about it. And one of the things when I was talking to Mr. Lasser about his idea behind pairing these particular works with the Bach prelude and fugues, because, it's not normally done, he had this exactly to say to me about that. He approaches this piece through descending chromatics, usually from E to F, and these preludes are in homage to Bach's, which were designed to be played either alone or in conjunction with the Well-Tempered Clavier, Book 2. They are a study in memory. As they evolve, each prelude collects more and more from the past until at last we reach the 12th, which is entirely made up from memory. So this program's really going to take us on a musical journey, something that's new and fresh based on an old classic. And with that said, on that old classic, we'll just kind of slide in here to what's going to be played next, which is Bach's Prelude and Fugue number 1.
Trevor, one of the other things I want to mention is that people can go on the website and make a donation should they be so inclined, because, as they say, it takes a village, right?
Absolutely.
The ticket prices that you charge do not cover.
Yeah, absolutely. Ticket prices typically only cover about 40% of an organization's financial mobility. So, with running an organization like this, although we are a very, very slim staff of only 6 full-time staff members and 1 part-time, there are salaries and benefits that need to be paid for the people that do this very important work to bring music to the community. And there's also the opportunity to expand upon the offerings that we offer with a generous donation. One such example is that this season we have expanded our chamber series from 9 to 12 concerts to meet demand, one, and also because of the generosity of the number of people who believe in what we're doing at Newport Classical to make that investment in our organization.
All right, well, let's get to the next piece of music.
Yeah, so this is a piece by Philip Lasser, actually. These 12 responses are not recorded yet. We will be only the second performance as we're given the North American premiere. So until we produce a recording of those 12 responses, there won't be one. For now, I have brought Philip Lasser's Cello Sonata, and this is a phenomenal work, and you'll kind of get an idea of his compositional style through this work.
All right, we'll listen to that, then take a short break and be back with more. Newport Classical, the subject of tonight's Conducting Conversations. I'm Mike Mano, sitting with Trevor Neal, and he is the Director of Artistic Planning. And something that's very exciting for me, obviously, Trevor, is that you're expanding your vocal part of Newport Classical.
I mean, absolutely. And, obviously, I am a singer myself. So
right.
What would I be doing if I didn't bring more singers into the barn with me?
The two of us have to do a duet at some point.
We should.
Now, that would be worth the price.
Absolutely. That's right. We have to charge a premium. Markel Reed, a phenomenal emerging baritone who is really making the rounds right now with a number of reputable opera companies and some phenomenal rep. He's what I would call a passionate conveyor of operatic repertoire, who boasts an impressive resume, including roles with the Metropolitan Opera, Opera Theater St. Louis, and even our own Boston Lyric Opera up the street. How about that? This recital is going to celebrate some of the standard repertoire as well as some contemporary repertoire, beginning with biblical text and poetry from Brahms and Poulenc. He'll also conclude this evening with an aria from Terence Blanchard's Fire Shut Up in My Bones, which he originated that role of Chester at the Metropolitan Opera in that production. So we're very excited to have Markel here. I think this is really pivotal for us to be able to grow our offerings in this way, and something that's very exciting. So for you today to hear a little bit of Markel singing, I've brought an aria I've sung many, many times over in a number of auditions and even on the stage. This is O du mein holder Abendstern from Wagner's Tannhäuser.
as they say, Trevor, time flies when you're having fun. And once again, here we are at the end of the program. And I know we have a lot more music, but we'll have to cut a little bit of it and tell us one more time about how to participate with Newport Classical.
Absolutely. You can find all of our information on our website, newportclassical.org, or you can call our box office, 401-846-1133. A member of the staff would be happy to walk you through our fall season. And just to go through it really quickly, September 27th, Aero Quartet. October 18th, Anton Mejias. November 1st, Markel Reed. And November 15th, Seth Parker Woods.
There you go.
So I hope you'll be able to join us for all of that. And speaking of Seth Parker Woods, he is our final concert of the Fall Chamber Series before we head into our holiday programming. And Seth is a phenomenal cellist who's really been raved by publications such as The Guardian as a cellist of power and grace. And to Newport, he brings a program entitled Thus Spoke Their Verse. And it's an evening of program anchored by 3 sarabands from the 1st, 2nd, and 5th Bach suites. And then he intersperses a number of different, both modern and forgotten composers throughout this program to create a truly phenomenal evening of solo cello. The piece I brought for you today is from his newest album called Difficult Grace. And this piece is called Winter Tendrils. I hope you all will enjoy the small snippet you get to hear today of this piece.
Excellent. Thanks for coming in, Trevor. Always a pleasure to see you, and best of luck with the upcoming concert series.
Thank you, Mike.
And the rest of you, we'll see you next time on Conducting Conversations.
Conducting Conversations was brought to you by Roberts Musical Instruments, using music and the arts to keep your child educated, entertained, and having fun. Roberts Musical Instruments is your key to musical success. Call 823-5459. That's 823-5459.